Gentlemen, want to know the fastest way to look more attractive, more confident, and more successful without changing a single thing about your body? Master your accessories. Because here's what most men over 40 don't realize. Accessories are sexy. Not sexy in an obvious way. Sexy in the way that makes people lean in closer. Sexy in the way that makes a woman notice the details before she even knows why. Sexy in the way that tells everyone in the room, you're a man who pays attention, who values quality, who has his life together. By the time we're done, you'll never look at your accessory game the same way again. 1. The right watch. And I'm not talking about going up or down in price. I'm talking about understanding how a watch should work with your wrist, your outfit, and your lifestyle when you're walking into important meetings, not weekend barbecues. Here's the reality check. Those oversized, bulky sports watches you've been wearing, they're aging you. I don't care if they track your heart rate and count your steps. They're sending the wrong message. When a massive watch dominates your wrist, it creates this visual imbalance that makes you look less refined and more like you're trying to prove something. But here's where most guys overcorrect. They go ultra thin, thinking it makes them look sophisticated. It doesn't. It makes you look like you're wearing your grandfather's watch from 1952. So, what actually works? The case size should be proportional to your wrist. For most men, that's 40 to 42 millimeters. Not 46 millimeters, not 38 millimeters. Get this wrong and nothing else matters. The watch should complement your outfit, not dominate it. Think about it this way. When you're presenting to clients or networking at industry events, you want your watch to add authority, not distraction. Thickness is critical, and most guys get this wrong. Your watch should slide comfortably under your shirt cuff, not create a bulge that looks like you're smuggling a hockey puck. That looks cheap, not expensive. The strap or bracelet should match your formality level. Leather for business and formal settings. Metal bracelet for versatile everyday wear. NATO or rubber only for actual sports activities. When you get this right, something interesting happens. You naturally carry yourself with more confidence. That's not psychology. That's what happens when your accessories work for you instead of against you. Think of the difference between a perfectly tailored suit and a windbreaker. One sharpens your presence, the other swallows you completely. Same principle applies here. My recommendation? A stainless steel sports watch like a Rolex Datejust, an Omega Aquaterra, or even a Grand Seiko. These work with everything from jeans and a polo to a three-piece suit. They're investments that hold value and command respect. Now, here's where you can instantly separate yourself from 80% of men your age, choosing the right leather goods. 2. Quality leather goods. The difference between a crisp, high-quality leather wallet and a bulky, worn-out billfold isn't just what people see. It's what you feel when you reach for it. I learned this lesson the hard way. I once pulled out a beat-up Velcro wallet at a business dinner. The thing was so thick it looked like I was carrying a sandwich. I looked like I was about to pay for someone's lawn service, not close a deal. That's when I understood the right leather goods don't just hold your cards. They hold your credibility in place. Here's what the sharp guys know. Wallet quality is everything. A slim leather card holder or bifold in full-grain leather maintains its shape, develops a beautiful patina over time, and has this subtle sophistication that screams quiet wealth. When you're in back-to-back meetings from 9 to 5, you want leather that still looks crisp when you're walking to your car. Your belt matters more than you think. It should match your shoes, brown with brown, black with black. The leather should be substantial, but not thick. The buckle should be understated, not the size of a dinner plate. A quality leather bag is a game changer. Whether it's a briefcase, messenger bag, or weekender, the right leather bag makes you look like a man who has his life together. Skip anything with excessive logos or cheap-looking hardware. Now, color. This is simpler than most guys make it, but the impact is huge. Brown leather works everywhere. Boardrooms, client dinners, industry conferences. It's warm without being casual, classic without being boring. Black leather is your power move. It pairs brilliantly with formal attire and adds authority to any outfit. It's particularly sharp if you're in finance, law, or corporate leadership. Cognac or tan leather adds personality without looking like you're having a midlife crisis. The key is choosing shades that enhance your existing wardrobe while working with your skin tone. Skip anything in distressed leather with excessive stitching or logos bigger than your thumb. Here's the truth. The wrong leather makes your $200 wallet look like a $12 gas station impulse buy. The right leather looks like quiet wealth. But here's where most guys completely drop the ball and it's costing them respect they don't even know they're losing. 3. Sunglasses. That actually fit your face. They nail the watch and leather goods, then destroy everything with cheap, ill-fitting sunglasses. All right, you've got the watch and leather figured out. Now let's talk about putting together the one accessory that literally frames your face. Sunglasses. For client-facing roles or important meetings, you need sunglasses that work when you're walking into the building, not just when you're at the beach. Classic aviators with a dark wash frame and quality lenses. This combination hits the sweet spot between timeless and authoritative. The metal frame provides structure, the dark lenses add mystery and sophistication, and the aviator shape bridges formal and casual perfectly. For creative industries or modern offices, Wayfarer-style frames in tortoiseshell or matte black. This says you're current and confident without trying too hard to be trendy. Warm weather professional events, Clubmaster or browline frames. The key is proportion and quality. Everything should look intentional, not thrown together. When you need to elevate for presentations or client entertainment, slim rectangular frames in dark acetate or metal. These give you that intellectual, refined edge that works beautifully for business dinners or industry events. For networking or casual business settings, round frames in a subtle color like deep blue or forest green. This gives you personality and sophistication without looking like you're trying too hard. Here's the principle behind all these choices. You're balancing your face shape with frame geometry. The sunglasses serve as your foundation. They're versatile enough to work with different outfits and occasions. One crucial point, context always matters. The sunglasses that work for a Saturday golf game aren't right for a Monday morning presentation. Think about your environment and adjust accordingly. The goal is to look like you made thoughtful choices, not like you grabbed whatever was on sale at the gas station. Which of these styles feels closest to your typical day? Are you more of an aviator guy or wayfarer? Keep that in mind as we move to the next section. Now, here's the part that might sting a little, but stick with me because recognizing this mistake could be the difference between getting that promotion or watching someone else get it. Common mistakes that kill your style. I've watched thousands of successful men over the years, and small mistakes have huge consequences. Let me tell you what happened to a buddy of mine. A friend of mine, VP of a tech startup, showed up to pitch investors wearing a chunky digital watch, a nylon wallet, and wraparound sports sunglasses. This guy's brilliant, had killer projections, solid product. But guess what? The investors remembered after the meeting his accessories. They passed on the partnership. That's when I realized every detail matters, especially the ones you think don't. Logo overload is mistake number one. I see executives at major firms wearing accessories with logos so big they look like NASCAR sponsors. When the branding dominates the piece, you look less sophisticated, not more successful. Subtle or no branding almost always looks better. The accessory mismatch problem trips up even smart guys. You'll nail the watch, then pair it with a beat-up wallet, cheap sunglasses, and a frayed belt. Each piece sends a different message, and together they create confusion about who you are professionally. The quality dilemma. This one's tricky. Some guys always buy cheap, making every outfit look budget. Others overbuy, wearing a $10,000 watch with a $30 outfit. Simple guideline: invest in pieces you use daily. Your watch, wallet, and belt should be the best you can afford. But wait, before you think you've got this figured out, there's one mistake that'll kill all your progress: wearing accessories that don't fit your lifestyle. White leather sneakers with a three-piece suit, a dive watch with a tuxedo, a backpack with formal business attire. These choices destroy your credibility instantly. Coordination matters more than you might think. Your metals should match. Silver watch with silver belt buckle, gold watch with gold accents. Your leathers should complement each other. These aren't rigid rules, but guidelines that help create cohesive, intentional looks. But here's the biggest mistake: not considering the total impression. You might have each piece figured out individually, but if they don't work together to support the image you want to project, you're working against yourself. Your watch might cost $5,000, but pair it with a cheap wallet and gas station sunglasses, and you're right back at that doesn't have it together vibe. No matter how much you spend on one piece, every mistake here is subtle. And that's the danger. It's death by 1,000 unfashionable cuts. Go look at your last meeting photo. Do your accessories say intentional or I grabbed whatever was closest? Remember, in professional settings, people size you up in seconds. Every choice either reinforces that you're someone who pays attention to details or suggests that you don't. And in business, details are everything. 4. A signature. Scent? Remember David from my opening story? The real estate broker who felt like people were sizing him up before he spoke? 3 months after applying exactly what we've covered today, David calls me up. "I just closed the biggest deal of my career," he said. "Same expertise, same track record, but now when I walk into a room, people lean in instead of checking their phones." But there was one more thing David added to his arsenal. Something invisible but unforgettable. A signature fragrance. Most men over 40 are still wearing the same cologne they've been using for decades. Maybe it's something they got as a gift years ago, or maybe it's a generic department store fragrance that smells like every other guy in the office. The problem? Your scent should evolve with your style. A lot of older colognes have overpowering synthetic notes that don't complement a refined modern look. What you need is a well-crafted, complex fragrance that matches your personality, something warm, masculine, and subtle but powerful. Look for colognes with woody, earthy notes like sandalwood, vetiver, or oud. Stay away from anything too sweet, too spicy, or too synthetic smelling. Your fragrance should be a quiet signature, not an overpowering statement. People should lean in closer to notice it, not smell you from across the room. My recommendations? Tom Ford, Oud Wood for sophistication, Creed Aventus for confidence, Dior Sauvage for versatility. These aren't cheap, but they're investments in how you're remembered. A great fragrance is the final layer of your presence. It's what lingers after you leave the room. 5. The power of a great pen. Now we get to the accessory that most men completely overlook, but it's the one that separates true gentlemen from everyone else. A quality pen. I know what you're thinking. A pen? Really? We live in a digital world. But here's what I've learned. The moments that matter most still happen on paper. Signing contracts, writing thank you notes, jotting down ideas in a meeting. And when you pull out a cheap plastic pen, you're telling everyone in that room that details don't matter to you. But when you pull out a Mont Blanc, a Parker, or a Waterman, something with weight, with craftsmanship, with presence, you're making a statement without saying a word. I started carrying a quality pen 5 years ago, and I can't tell you how many times someone has commented on it. It's a conversation starter. It's a mark of sophistication. And it's something so few men do anymore that it makes you stand out instantly. The best part? A great pen lasts a lifetime. It's not a disposable accessory, it's an heirloom. This is the detail that changed how I show up in every room. Because when you care about something as small as the pen you use, people notice. They respect it. And they respect you. This isn't about the accessories. It's about removing the barriers between you and the respect you've already earned. What actually changes? You stop second-guessing whether you look the part. That mental energy you used to waste worrying about your appearance now goes toward crushing the conversation, closing the deal, connecting with the people who matter. Your colleagues stop seeing you as just another guy in the office and start seeing you as someone who handles important things well. You speak with more authority. You take up space in conversations instead of shrinking into the background. The guys who get this right have an advantage that compounds over time. Every meeting, every client interaction, They show up looking like they belong in the room with other successful people. Look, at this stage of your career, how you present yourself is strategic. It's one of the few things you can completely control. And that control speaks volumes about who you are. The 5 accessories we covered, the right watch, quality leather goods, sunglasses that fit, a signature scent, and a great pen. Master these basics, and you'll never walk into another important situation wondering if you look the part. You've earned your place in that room. Now accessorize like it. Tomorrow morning, I want you to do something. Check your watch, your wallet, and your sunglasses. Do they pass the test we talked about? If not, you know exactly what to fix. And if you want to take this to the next level, next week we're diving deep into how to build a complete wardrobe that makes getting dressed effortless. I'll show you exactly how to create a capsule wardrobe that works for every occasion without looking stiff or overdressed. Thanks for watching. If this changed how you think about accessories or presenting yourself, smash that like button and subscribe. Don't miss next week. It's where things get really interesting.